Hello, 1285 subscribers. A few weeks ago in this video, I said that I am planning to launch brand new cold emails campaigns for my AI agency. And today I want to share the results that I already received, as well as some of the things that I tested so that you can see how it can be applied to your business. First, let's talk about the infrastructure that I have. I have approximately 20 domains and 50 email accounts. If you watched any of my previous videos, you know that I have more, but these are kind of the accounts that I currently use. I have about 100 domains and 200 email accounts, but for it now, since I'm just testing, plus we have a lot of clients, and I'm trying to scale and hire additional people so that we can actually fulfill the demand, because I started to receive some requests organically for my YouTube content. Anyways, so for the campaigns that I'm going to show you next, I was using 20 domains and 50 email accounts. So obviously the emails come from Microsoft and Google. I have one client that we currently help to do the cold outreach for, and I asked, so this is not the private information, and I will share some of the things and results we received for him. We're using Instantly for running his cold emails campaigns, and for myself I use the Smart Lead. Again, in my previous videos I explained what's the difference and why we chose the Smart Lead for it now. So why I'm saying that is that in this account, we actually bought some of the domains directly from Instantly. If you go to add new account, as you can see, they have a done for you email service where you can actually purchase the emails directly from them. And I'll share some of the results that we were receiving and why you should stick with just directly setting up everything yourself and buying it directly from Microsoft and Google. For the leads, I have Apollo. Obviously, this is what we primarily use. Sometimes we use ZoomInfo for rare cases, especially if the industry is very specific. So let's say in the Apollo we didn't find too much information, or the leads that we did find are not super relevant. That's where we do use ZoomInfo, but it's very costly. So for right now, just Apollo, and the leads go to Smart Lead, and obviously the domains, the emails connected to also to the Smart Lead. Okay, so now let's jump into the campaigns. As you can see, these are kind of the industries that I was testing. In the previous videos, I was not showing you the industries, but for now, I think that's okay, since these are huge, and I don't think that you should start, let's say, with a dental insurance or emergency. You should start with something simpler. If you want, I can go into details in my next videos what industries you should start with offering AI services or automation products. So I think these are kind of was the start created. So it was like, let's talk about last 2 weeks. Okay, so it's gonna be you will understand better the results if we talk about all the things that we tested for the previous 2 weeks. As you can see, in total, I think we sent probably around 10,000 emails. And if you divide 50 accounts by, let's say, 14 days, but obviously there are weekends, so 10 days, so divided on like 10,000. So we were sending around 8,000 emails per day. So if we have like 50 accounts, so it's around 20 emails per day from one account. This is a very standard ratio. Obviously, we have the warm-ups enabled for each account. So if you go here and if you check a individual account, we have the warm-up setting. And in the overview, you can see, so let's say this day we were sending 18, 16, no, sorry, these are the replies. So these are kind of the emails that were sent from this account for the warm-up. And if you add the actual emails that we sent, let's say it's varying from 10 to 20, it will come down to 35 probably emails that we send from one account. That's okay. If you can keep it lower, don't go above, as you can see, there's a limit of 28. So don't go beyond 30 emails, both warm up and the outreach emails. So if we jump into the campaigns, you can see the primary industries that we were testing were the emergency. So these are kind of the HVAC and all the similar things like water or fire damage restoration services. We do have the HVAC separately, since I was trying to test like a different offers, but primarily we have the wholesale here, but primarily is the insurance, wholesaler, emergency, and HVAC. Now for the email replies, as you can see, the replies are like really bad. And if you watched any of my previous videos from the channel where I talk about like cold emails somewhere, you know that our average reply rate varies from 1 to 2%. And for like this specific client that we are running the cold emails for, you can see that the reply rate is usually around 2 to 3%. So, and this is what I wanted to talk, is that the difference between making an offer in the cold emails that actually very specific to the industry and provide some value, some tangible value, and not just providing a generalized description of your service, can make a huge difference. So by the way, I want to mention, this is like, I do consider it bad. As you can see, the last campaigns that we were receiving has like around 1%. And if you go into the analytics, if you go to the A/B testing, you can see that some of the tests we have more than 1% reply rate. I would say that's okay. Your favorite gurus are saying that they have 5-6%, but they are primarily lying, and let me show you how. So they can, kind of inspect the element and change the percentage and send you the screenshots and show why they have a huge reply rate. Or what they can also do is, especially in Smartlead, because Instantly doesn't have this option, and I can understand why. So in the campaign settings, you can enable the AI lead categorization. So it means that when you receive a reply from a prospect, this could be out of office, or this could be no, not interested, but usually it's applied for out of office, because no, not interested, unsubscribe, these are like real replies and they should count as a reply to the reply rate. But here you can actually see, okay, so do you want for Smartlead to automatically categorize out of office emails? And it means that when you receive an email from the prospect, the Smartlead's AI will see the email, and if it's out of office, it will mark this email as out of office. And here you can enable ignore the reply from the percentage. I can bet my YouTube channel that most of the people don't have this turned on, just for the sake of showing huge reply rate. So if I would not enable this option, I would probably have a reply rate of 5 to 6%. So if we go to my master inbox, and obviously some of the things that I will show will be blurred, so I hope you understand. But as you can see, these emails, like for example, this email is not automatically marked as out of office. So this is either negative reply, like no, unsubscribe, fuck off, or go away, like all these things. Or if it is, or yes, interested, send me more details. So either or. But out of office emails are marked as out of office. So I don't count them into the reply rate, because why would I need to do that? Because I don't need to show off my results to you guys. I'm trying to be honest. Okay, and we obviously don't track the open rates. We were trying, I was actually trying for some of the campaigns to track it and see what's the difference. Because obviously right now you don't need to enable the tracking, because when you send an email and Google or Microsoft receive this email and they see that there is a link for the tracking, obviously they will not probably categorize it as a personal email, and you will much more likely go to spam. So same thing in the settings, in the setup, you can say, okay, so do not track link clicks. And actually here, for example, I was trying to test here and track the open rates, but I, by mistake, checked the boost deliverability by sending HTML only emails, And when you like actually enable it, the emails like it does not send the link in the email, so it doesn't work. Anyways, so I think you got the idea on the results and why they are that low. But what I was also saying is let's actually go to some of the replies that I was receiving. So these are some of the interested replies that we received for the past weeks. We use Front, and Front is an awesome software. I highly recommend you to do. I do think that this is one of my best softwares. I'm not sure why they're not, market it as hard as some of other services. But essentially, you kind of connect your email to the service, and we have, all these 50 email inboxes go into one master inbox. It's essentially Eugene@coinpol.agency. This is my main email account, and this email account is connected here. So as you can see here, this is my email, right? So Eugene@coinpol agency. So when we receive the replies from our campaigns, they obviously go to the master inbox of SmartLead, but they also go here, and that's where we manage all of them. So when we have like a few labels, and these are kind of more like the actual customers, but we do have two fronts for different purposes. Anyways, so as you can see, we were receiving like a lot of positive, like not a lot for the past, let's say 2 weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and plus obviously we like around 5 to 6 calls that I already did. So if we go to discovery calls 1, 2, and some of them already, transferred to client AI and probably like to the pause. So probably received somewhere between 15 kind of positive replies. If you go here and check the email campaigns, there are more, and the SmartLead is lagging for some reason for the past few weeks, as you can see, and counted an error. Anyways, so if you go back to the video, there were more positive replies, but obviously I only from the 15 to 20 positive replies where people were saying, okay, so let's actually check it out. Like, interested, I have a platform, maybe you can automate, or let's see here, morning copying our IT director, or here, sure, I'll take a look, and here, like, just try to call you. So these are kind of the positive replies. The problem is that these are the old emails, my bad. Okay, so I will blur some information, guys. I hope you understand. So, hi, thank you, Eugene. Thank you for reaching out. We'd be happy to jump on the quick call. And this is kind of the perfect example when I was, sending the first email, and they already ready to jump on the first call. So they are, proposing it themselves. Obviously, usually it's not a great sign, since they usually when people say, okay, let's jump on the call, they just want to learn more. When they don't ask more questions, I feel like what I experienced, it's not usually a super like high quality prospect or a big company, because if it's a big company, they do want to receive more details, maybe some of the case studies that we have, and only then schedule a call. But I was saying that we did receive 15 in here, as you can see, positive. Yeah, so it's around 15, but it's even less here. It's like essentially 8, 10. Okay, so, and let's say some of them were not counted. Okay, so it's around 15, and SmartLead counted the same number. But I jump on probably only 4 or 5 sales calls, because, again, they don't usually reply. So let's say when here, like they said, we'd like to schedule a demo if possible. I provided some information here, and they didn't get back to me. But here, the email was seen. So obviously we have some sort of automations and notifications that I will, and my inbox manager will send them reminders the next week, but usually it's not super great sign. So there are, all of these prospects are still waiting for the call to be booked. And there are a lot. You can see in the interested, we have like 94 people that, some of them were 4 months ago, some of them were like, anyways. So these are kind of all the prospects that were interested in like automation services or in the first email that I sent originally, but for some reason, they did not book the call. And yeah, so I was, following up with them multiple times. And like here, it's not seen, but I was not tracking open rates here. Like you do not track the open rates here when you send the first email, but you do need, I think this what I started to do, track the open rates inside front when you send the second email, because again, this is kind of more like a communication between two people and you're less likely to go to spam. So enabling tracking is will give you, kind of an edge and understanding, do people actually receive an email? Do they review it? If they review but they don't reply, maybe you should follow up with them with a call. Okay, so a few things that I learned and I already mentioned. The first is that my email structure is very simple, and I was kind of, okay, so I will open it, and I think I will also blur it out. So here, for example, so this is kind of the structure. First, this is the introduction of myself, right? So why I am actually contacting them, like say hi, where I found your contact, or I saw your website. But obviously it should be somewhat personalized, because again, people do need to see that you're not just a simple bot that's spamming their inbox. Then all of these messages are personalized with AI. So we use clay.com for it. And essentially you kind of upload the prospect list there. AI goes through the prospect list, analyze their website, and let's say create a summary. And then based on this summary, you can kind of craft personalized lines and emails for each and every prospect. And if you look closely, the recent reply rate that we were receiving is around 1%. And even if you go in depth, when like the previous email, so it's like some of here is like 0.4, but some of them is 0.8. And let's say if we go even further, some of them are better than others, right? So some of them we didn't receive any replies, and some of them is 0.5%. But here's not like, if you stand below 200 emails for one specific sequence, I don't think that it's super, relevant info that you can count for the stats. Because let's say if here you would have, 3 people to reply, and here you don't have any people to reply, I don't usually count this as a valid stat, since we didn't send, usually we need to send at least 300-400 emails to understand if the sequence is working. So when I started to mention the actual monetary value that our services will provide to them, let's say, and not just, hey, we can do, automations. And obviously, maybe it's super obvious. Like, I know all these things. And I was not just saying, hey, we are, doing automations. Usually I was saying, hey, we can, build you a demo, and that will, fix some things in the business. Something like that, right? So it's very tangible. So it means that they actually, they should experience this problem, since we have an experience in working with this niche. So it's kind of relevant. But the reply rate is still not huge. Or from another side, when I say something like, hey, we can build you the AI that will help, that will bring, $50,000 to your business in 1 year. This is also like pretty bad, because it does like sound like a scam. Maybe it's not, but it does sound like just some get rich quick scheme, especially for older businesses. So what you need to do is you need to send an email like, hey, we can build an AI that will do specific thing on the technical side, and in the result will give you that. So not just provide the result like, hey, we will add 50K to your business. We will, like fire your receptionist, or we will fire your procurement manager and replace it with an agent. And from our experience, you probably pay 3.5K or like let's say 40K a year to this person, and you have let's say two, so you pay kind of $80,000 to these people. So we will kind of cut this cost, develop the thing for $7,000, and then you'll pay us $500 in a retainer. So in a year you would pay $12,000 instead of 80. So you will save whatever, like $60,000, something like that. Of course, you don't have that much time to explain all of these things in your first email, but this is what you should aim for, and this is what I'm also like testing. But as I already explained in my previous videos, AI is very new and people and businesses are super skeptical. This is one of the business that we work with on, like, we obviously build a lot of different automation sequences for them. So just, cold emails is just an additional service that we kind of offer specifically to them. They ask for it. I don't advertise, running cold emails for other businesses. So as you can see, the reply rate is huge. And actually, opportunities are kind of, the positive reply rate is also huge. And it's consider that sometimes AI don't catch the positive replies. So, and this is where, they have a very tangible product. This is the physical product that they offer to other businesses. So it's a B2B physical product distributor. It's not like some service. It's not like some offerings which are, again, not tangible. This is a very understandable thing. And they don't have too much competition inside the niche that run also cold emails. That's where we were like getting very, very good results here. And I would imagine if we had this stats for my agency, I would be like a multimillionaire at that point. Anyways, guys, I hope you liked this video. Let me know what you need in the comment, what I should record the next video about, or if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. Peace.